Hey, everybody. Welcome to Full Spectrum Cycling. This is show number 285.
Yes, it is. Last of the year.
You'd never know it, but we're off to a late start here.
Oh, really?
Just the frantic nature of your voice at this
internet
point.
time, it's all good.
I know, you need a nap, don't you?
Need a little...
I need a nap.
A little nappy napper. So yeah, last show... Well, the last show we're doing together this year, but I do have one in the can, number 286. I recorded Saturday with Mike McAbee, who came through town and did some cool singing stuff and playing. And
yes.
Did you see him somewhere?
Yeah. That's what. Yeah, I went off menu.
Okay.
I did Mule Skinner Blues.
Oh, right. It's on the menu though.
Nope.
Yeah. No, it is.
No, I didn't.
I do. I had a picture of it. It's right on his menu.
I don't see it.
Well, it was a good call anyway, and then he did it the next. He did it the next day too at Vegas.
Yeah, I stopped in at Vegas for a couple songs.
I saw you kind of mosey in and mosey out.
Yeah, I was accosted by fun people.
Yeah,
trying to tell me to eat food, and I'm like, I'm just here to get a little bit of Mike and a little bit of drink, and then go home and wait for the Packers to win.
Yeah, which they did in fine form.
They played? I didn't even know.
The Packers played, yes. They played the ball footing thing, the throw ball game. Is that throw ball?
Yeah, it's one of them.
One of the throw ball games.
Hand egg throw ball.
Well, let's do a little bit of Milwaukee stuff real quick, and we're going to have Mark Peterson join us in a little bit. And that's going to be a good thing because we haven't had Mark on the show for a while. So, number one on the list, Retrospect right down the street got robbed.
That's from the outside or the inside?
Why was it an inside job? I'm not sure.
I mean, how do you get in? From the inside.
They parked right on the street, walked in the door somehow, and came out with like banker's boxes. Okay, couple, casual, not running, no sense of urgency. Comes back out with this thing. I don't know. It was a tarp or if it was a really big bag, but he had it over his shoulder. It was red. And I thought, Santa Claus is going there to get cameras for all the little kitties.
Holy shit.
You should see it. It's dragging on the ground. It's like
no shit.
This big. It's huge. I don't know. But they were. There's a story on the news. You can look at it.
Wow. I didn't know about this at all.
Yeah, which it's just our neighborhood. And,
Unfortunate.
Yeah, because that's a cool place. They get all sorts of. I think they still have Walkmans. You can buy a brand new Walkman from them. And it's like, why you got to mess with
a car Discman that has the anti-jiggle technology?
Like Tony has.
Right. I still have some mini disc players.
Right.
Freaking love those things.
Lordy.
All right. Point number 2, the Nut Factory party is confirmed for February 22nd. So,
okay.
Mark, if you're in Milwaukee on the 22nd of February, we're having a big building party.
It's a good time. It's a good time.
Party. And there's not a lot on the Milwaukee thing.
The minnow got tagged.
The SS minnow is still...
it got tagged. It was hilarious.
Yeah, it's still...
I think the drones did it.
There's a bunch of Milwaukee record guys go down there all the time and take it.
Well, the other Corey, not Bauman, the Van Horton, I can't remember his name. But I think it was Fuel Cafe guy. He's like, somebody beat Miggs to it.
Yeah, I saw that.
I was like, damn, that is great.
In general, I'm not a fan of tagging people's stuff, but that was kind of funny.
But they're clever.
Oh, I love tagging.
They're clever.
Sorry.
Yeah, well, it's become clever tagging.
When they tag your garage, you're going to be happy about that?
They tagged my one on 3039. Kind of bummed me out a little because it had a custom paint job.
Artistically, come on. It'll be like Portugal.
Well, if you
or France is exactly what I was thinking. Like, I love European tagging.
If you pre-tag it, maybe they won't do it.
Maybe.
Exactly.
Well, they'll just cover your shit up with their shit, though.
I remember because when I moved to River West, my friend on the east side said, I wonder how long it's going to be before your garage is tagged, and then his got tagged.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And mine never did.
All right, that covers Milwaukee.
Yeah, there we go.
We did that in, I don't know how many minutes, like
28 minutes.
4 minutes. So, without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, welcome Mr. Mark Peterson from Ogden, Utah.
Yeah! Welcome, different time zone.
Yeah. Mountain time,
How
baby.
How you guys doing? Fuck yeah, let's do this.
We have no snow, and it's kind of warm.
Yeah, it was rainy warm.
Kind of shitty warm. I mean,
I know.
What the fuck?
What's it like
Why?
out? What's it like out where
Why?
you are? What's the weather in Ogden these days?
Dry, brown, no snow.
God
Like
damn.
fat biking, a distant memory in my mind.
Right?
When I remember back in the day of just plowing crazy trails through deep snow.
Gone.
Not so much now, huh?
Well, not this year.
You know, here's something
I
though.
mean, I can always hope next year there's like a volcano explosion somewhere on the planet and it totally fucks up our entire climate and makes it so there's winter again. But, whatever.
It could be Yosemite.
So I kind of dropped.
You just need a small meteor to hit us. Just a small one.
I kind of dropped the ball on on this idea, but I was going to have one of these with Mark's face on it. It's like a paint stir stick with somebody's face. This is Pee Wee Herman. This is Pee Wee Herman's face on this one. But when we have a guest like Mark on the show, it's like when you're talking, we're just kind of sitting here listening, and everybody watching is going, "What the fuck are those guys doing? Just sitting around doing nothing." So I thought I'd have a stick with Mark's face on it, but I dropped the ball, and Pee Wee Herman is out of here.
Hey!
You don't just throw Pee Wee.
Pee Wee that thing flies really well.
I guess.
All right, so
Paging Mr. Herman.
Oh, that's awesome.
P.W. Herman.
Mr. Herman, Pee Wee Herman.
have you noticed, Mark, that the fatbike.com site is now fully operational again?
I have, and I was a little bit shocked when I saw this conversation pop up on social media. What the fuck, bro?
What do you mean, what the fuck? What's the conversation? I don't know.
Like, you are the epitome of fat biking. Always have been, always will be. Why would you even think of walking away?
I wouldn't.
Website
I didn't.
planet?
Well, I mean, I didn't walk away per se. It just, I stepped away to do a job that I had to do that took up a bunch of time, and somebody else, who shall remain nameless, kind of took it over for a while, and then kind of ran it into the ground, sort of. So now we're back, and I've got Seeley Dave giving us a hand, and he's very well versed in doing stuff like this. He was the executive director of the Bike Fed and took care of their website, wrote stories. He's an AP photographer. He can do the deed. So
Far cooler, though.
I'm
Far cooler.
excited.
He knocked over Prince.
Oh, yeah. He did knock over Prince.
I have passion in my soul. I know how we were, how it was.
Yeah.
And I know that we can get that same kind of passion out of people again. They're looking for it. They just got no place to find it.
Yeah, well, now they know where to go again, and you're welcome to contribute at any time. I know you got a lot of stuff going on in Ogden, and we'll get to your situation in a second. But feel free, take photos, write stories, do cool stuff.
That's a big factor why I'm not contributing right now.
Yeah, so let us in on what Mark's been up to. We haven't talked to you for a few months now, so give us a. I've seen your videos. I know you're making some bike shop videos, but what else is happening?
Well, basically, I thought I had a heart attack. It turned out to be just pulmonary embolisms filling up both of my lungs. That's all.
Wow. That's all.
That disrupted my heart to the point of failure, AFib, like just not gonna work. Like your stuff is not working, right?
Wow.
So I've been in the process of addressing those issues in the way that you do, which is slowly and methodically going down a path that insurance has laid out in front of you.
Oh, okay. And is it?
So here's the thing. I didn't have any insurance when I went into the hospital. When I was in the hospital having this medical emergency, they said, hey, you qualify for insurance. You are poor as fuck. You definitely qualify for insurance.
Give the men some money.
We're going to give you insurance. And don't worry about all this stuff. We got you, bro.
Well, shit, that didn't make you feel better off the bat.
Well, as long as the morphine drip was hitting right.
Secure? Just comfy and like, I can trust these guys for sure.
Yeah,
anyhow,
turn the drip up a little more.
Right? 3 months in, I get a phone call saying, hey, your next appointment, where they're going to either shock your heart or we find out the medication you've been on is the appropriate medication.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, you're not covered. Your insurance isn't covered by that, so you can't come in.
What?
Wow. And they're the ones that told you that you could, huh?
Yeah, well, I mean, it was an appointment. It was set up through this entire process that I got the insurance while I was in this very specific hospital. So it turns out that there's two major hospital providers of service in our area. There's Intermountain Healthcare and there's Ogden Regional. And they're two different things. Ogden Regional, kind of like the half-ass service.
Okay.
Intermountain Healthcare, that's what the rich kids go to. Right?
That's like the Mayo Clinic of the West.
Right. But he probably doesn't know
I
what the
try to
Mayo
go
Clinic
to
is.
the rich kids category, right? That's the hospital I went to for this situation, and they gave me insurance there. Why they gave me insurance there? It was for the wrong place. Intentionally, they gave me insurance for the opposite caregivers.
Huh. That's bizarre
So
world.
after 30 days of the emergency room visit, I was forced to switch to the other caregivers. Like
Goddamn
change
insurance.
My primary physician,
What a fucking fiasco.
everything, every single thing. We were on this like flow of going through my recovery. We have to start that over.
Oh boy. Well, that's kind of a bummer, but I hope things are getting on the right track now. Hopefully,
But you're feeling better?
Well, yeah. Well, see, that's the bottom line. I don't give a fuck. We're going to be feeling better one way or another. Life is too short to be worried about this stuff. It'll get straightened out. I'll get fixed up, and we'll be down the road on this thing. The one thing that's most important to me, though, is bicycles.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, and also, dude, you didn't have a
Yeah,
heart
for
attack.
sure.
Yeah.
Oh,
So-
yeah, well, I'm just still in AFib constantly, though, which means for the uneducated, AFib means your heart is flipping the fuck out. Right?
Yeah.
And it's ready to go redline at any moment.
Yeah, I have.
I'm constantly in AFib.
I have. What is it? What is it called? Exercise induced. I don't know. I had to do a stress test type thing where they really push you to the holy Christ.
Sure.
You know, like when I bike like up a really big hill.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'm just like, oh no.
Well,
I'm just gonna slow my
Yeah.
what have
That's
you
how that works.
for a minute.
That's called being in shape or
Slow
not.
your-
Well,
slow your roll.
no. I just don't want my heart to fucking explode.
No,
because
that would
it
be bad.
comes like I know the
Right.
vibe.
Yeah.
Which, when
Between
do you
that
really
and then
want
I
your
did
heart
that.
to
I had like a
explode?
false alarm as well, where it was like, well, it was indigestion,
Oh, yeah.
which just sounds like
Yeah.
fuck you.
yeah.
No, I think
that
I'm
can-
having a heart
Yeah,
attack.
that's-
No, you have
happens to
indigestion.
people all the
I'm
time.
like, that doesn't. I mean,
Yeah,
it
that-
sounds like it's minimizing the pain I'm in, but
Thank you for making me feel like an idiot.
Yeah. You don't need a lot.
You're
of,
going to have a heart attack, JK.
You don't need a lot
just
of.
have a-
You don't need a lot of help with that.
Yeah,
All right.
you guys know as well as I do that as we get older, there's situations that we may encounter. This is one of them, a heavy duty medical situation. So what kind of response do dudes like us have to these situations? Well, I think we go internal and we find what has helped us survive the worst shit in our lives in the past.
Riding a bike.
And for me, what has helped me survive the worst shit in my past has been riding bicycles.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That
Awesome.
means riding fat bikes in particular. When I first hooked up with you guys 10 plus years ago, man, 2012, I was stuck in a bad place, and my fat bike was like Willy Wonka right out of that place. It totally instantly transported me from the shit of my life into the funnest of my life.
Awesome.
And I think that that's what kind of faded away in people's enthusiasm. They forget that transition, how much of a difference that makes.
Yeah.
Now they're quantifying everything. Oh, how fast does it brake or turn or corner or excel or
Right.
any of that kind of stuff.
Grab
And they forget the
shaving.
fun
Yeah.
factor. Like, how much fun is it?
Yeah. No, I agree.
Absolutely.
I'm glad it's helping you again. So it's like,
It's coming full circle.
cool. Yeah, for sure. I
Okay.
don't. Was it
Okay.
a Facebook post that? So not to minimize the health thing, but I want to get to your post because you need to make some money. Partly because of this situation, and you have all these bikes, and you're trying to get them to people, and they're awesome creations, and people don't want to spend any money on it.
Yeah.
So I actually
Dude,
had.
how weird is this phenomenon?
Yeah. Well, actually, I mean,
I know me and you,
I have a whole script written about
me and
doing.
you have definitely had the same kind of situation in the past where we have put a lot of effort into creating a bike that's maybe built up for a certain situation, and then we think it's going to sell instantly, but it doesn't.
No one wants
it
it.
does,
but it doesn't.
It's there.
Well,
And it sits there.
Yeah.
And it sits there.
yeah,
That's why I got the
And
fuck
then
you.
have 40
Yeah,
fuckers.
that's
Have
true.
Cheap.
40 of them.
true that. Well, so I had this idea to do a video in the shop of a 1995 GT LTS team that I have that was like my downhill race bike from
I
'95
like that bike.
with Kuka cranks and Paul
Sweet.
components stuff. It's got
a dope
all
bike.
the best stuff. And I'm like, what is somebody
Hell
gonna,
yeah.
Oh, it even has a Laowa leader fork on it, right? It's the good shit. And I'm like, what is somebody going to pay for the whole bike? Because
$50.
yeah, are they, or even 1,500
Right.
maybe?
Maybe
I don't
if you're
know.
lucky.
It's got titanium spoked, Cane
Dude,
Creek
dude,
wheels.
seriously.
But
$300
Do I-
to $500 for what you're describing.
yeah, but when I part it out, it's like $2,500 or
Right.
something.
$3,000.
But then
Yeah.
you got to throw in
Yeah.
your labor.
Yeah.
Right,
Exactly.
which was going to be the thing. It was like if I could get rid of this, just if it was a number for 1,500 and just get it out the door, that's fine. If it's going to be less than that, then it makes sense to part it out. But you say, well, now I've got to pack all that stuff, and it takes time
Yeah.
to do all that. But
Mental-
if I'm making
That's mental.
twice as
currency.
much as that where the line is, or
Maybe it's worth it.
Yeah.
it is worth it because I need to
no.
maximize how much money's coming. And I'm probably not going to sell that bike. That was just an example. But I have all these other bikes. Like I got a full custom Wednesday. It's like a $4,500 thing
Yeah.
retail. It's a $3,500 thing with a good deal. And I can't get somebody to buy it for the
Yeah.
price of a new stock Wednesday.
Yeah, a regular Wednesday.
It is the stupidest thing. I don't know.
Exactly.
Whatever. I don't know how
It
to.
is. And that brings me to kind of my next question. I have a lot more. We could talk about that shit for hours and hours, what we were just talking about.
Yeah, for sure.
But where I want to go next is where we're going over the next 4 years.
All right. Do tell.
Yeah, exactly. My point is I think bike shops are in a lot of trouble.
Oh, yeah.
That any kind of retail on bike shops is in serious trouble. Anything that is going to involve a tariff
Mhm.
is in serious trouble.
Well, for bike shops selling new bikes, that I can see. And in our current situation, that's probably not that big a deal because we don't have a storefront anymore. But if that's the case,
You're
and-
just service now.
yeah, well, to some extent, and cargo bikes and, custom builds and stuff. But we got
Right.
rid of our storefront. Long story. This would take an hour
We
to
could
explain.
go for hours on that one.
But so here's the deal.
We need to do a show. We need to do a show where we can really talk about everything we want to talk about.
But I mean, here's the thing. Service is always going to be a thing because you can't buy that over the internet, right? And if the tariffs are going to make bikes really expensive, that's almost better for the service side of the business because people are going to have to either maintain or upgrade their current bikes. Parts might be a little more expensive.
100%.
Yeah, so I don't know that it's a horrible thing for small guys like us. I think it's a horrible thing for manufacturers and for bigger shops. But
Yep.
I don't know.
Yep.
What are you going to do? You pays your money and you take your
I'll
chances.
tell you exactly what you're going to do. You're just going to wait, and guess what? Not going to fucking happen because the motherfucker lies all the time.
Yeah, that's
So-
possible too.
That's my take.
No, so my thought is that we are hitting it on stride. That actually the fact that you've gone through what you've gone through and you're where you're at is going to put your shop positioned to deal with this situation better than most.
Sure.
That I, being just a mechanic out of my home, being able to keep that overhead super stupid low is going to find a path through these next few years that is going to be amazing.
Yeah. As long as you can keep the overhead down, I think you're right on the right track. Let's do that. Let's do
Hit the thing.
We're gonna
hit it.
do that thing. There we go. Since Tony's refilling on the beer side of stuff, we're at the top of the hill here.
Are you able to drink beer, Mark, or are they saying no?
I am actually abstaining right at the moment. I'm just kind of taking care of my situation.
Understood.
We are. JK got this.
I'm doing a podcast, my friend.
JK got this Outlaw Mile High Light beer, which is actually pretty decent.
Yeah.
I could drink a lot of this.
I don't know. Is it sort of Montucky-ish?
Yeah, it's very much like
Kinda.
Montucky.
It's sort of a
You think
Colorado
they've
deal.
really been around since 1859?
I
don't know. It's like it's called Tivoli or Trivoli Brewing
I
Company.
love
out
the
of
can.
Colorado.
It's
Daredevil
got a nice map.
since 1859. Enjoy the gold.
It was $7 a six pack over at Gilberto. And
And it's 5?
I was like,
No, it's like
4.2.
4.2, even
total.
better.
Yeah. I mean, it's
Yeah.
yeah. This is just soda.
Super
Right
enjoyable.
on. What do you got going? What's going on over there, Mark?
Yeah. Well, I actually, I've been running my business out of my home. And right as we spoke, I had one of my favorite clients, Kyle, show up to pick up a couple of his kids' bikes that I went through just
cool.
recently.
Cool.
So he's rolling out the front door with bikes.
Nice.
That's awesome.
Yeah. I'm a functioning bike shop as we're talking.
Nice.
Back when we had a bike shop, we used to do that too. That was fun. It's always great to have someone, and then you get them on the show. You're like, hey, you got time to sit down and talk on the thingy?
Yeah, the dude that showed up with a badass fat bike, and he was like, "You told me to go out and take pictures of it. You got to go take a look."
Yeah, go take some pictures. We'll
Oh,
do it.
so what do you guys think of the new tires? The Moonlander, the new one. What do you think?
Well, I
Oh, the
haven't,
6-inchers?
I haven't seen it yet, and I haven't had an opportunity to ride it
Ride
yet.
it. Yeah, me either.
I mean, George has one up in Green Bay. I could go up there and check it out, but yeah.
That seems
I mean,
terribly excessive.
It's excessive. It's pricey too, but it's cool.
It's cool.
Who listen to you?
I mean, it already feels like we're riding on a couch, you know, boom, 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 you know, on the right kind of snow.
I was excited for the idea of a 6+ inch fat bike. I thought fatter the tires. Hell yeah, that's where we're going.
And I like that they
remember
dropped
tires
the size
fat
of the
as
wheel
we can
down
make
too.
them.
Yeah, it's
You like how that chain wrap turned out, man?
Otherwise, you end up with too much of a 29er with
Well,
6-inch wide tires.
Remember that woman that had the double fork Surly?
Yep.
So it was like 4, and I think it was like 4-inch on each one. But still, I mean, that's like a 10-foot imprint, like a cow catcher. Damn it!
Yeah, that funky fork with the 2 wheels on it. Is that the one you're talking about? Rear regular and then 2 front tires?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
And it was like
I mean,
army green and
I think if you put a CYC
I like
on
the
that.
idea of the Surly. My issue with it is that there's only one tire for it, and
Yeah, true
are
that.
other people going to come and jump in and do that again? Like Surly's done that in the past with the Pugsley. You know,
Are they going to never make a Black Floyd for it?
I don't think that would be stupid. The thing is for riding on soft sand and soft snow. It's not made for riding on the street.
That's what I want to ride. Huh?
you need to find somebody that's going to work there.
But
and
it's
then
long.
put the bloop
You know, it
in
has
the
to be
ear.
long so you can, pedal. Otherwise, you're scraping your feet on the tire. I don't know. Like I said, George has one.
Looks fun.
I should go up to Green Bay and check it out. I don't want to bash it until I ride it, but
Right.
I'm going back to a
What are
Northpaw,
they?
I think.
4,500.
Well, no, I mean,
Yeah,
even
45
even
with
with
a
the
pinion.
5, even with the 5 turning, I mean, just in turning at times, it is kind of like swimmy, like.
Oh, it feels like a tractor to me.
Like
I'm
that.
not a fan
I
of
can
it.
only imagine another inch would be like going like, oh, hey, any power steering fluid in here? 'Cause
Yeah,
it feels like,
I mean, it's a geometry thing. If they have the geometry right, it should ride fine. But
No,
Anyway.
I just don't.
Dude, I think here's the problem. Here's the problem that you guys are running into. The terrain that you're riding doesn't suit the needs of that kind of a bike. Like,
True.
as in, what you're riding doesn't need a 6.5-inch bike.
Yeah, true. It would be nice if we had some snow this year. We don't have any snow yet. Still.
We go through this want-need thing, too.
The entire sport was built on this, like, absurd predication where, you went from, what was it, 1.9s, then they would stack 3 of them side by side on the Iditarod to get the kind of support that they needed, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it just was bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, and it was only bigger and bigger for a reason.
Right.
And I think there's a reason on the new fat bike. I think that the 6 inches are justified. I think they're outrageous. I think that they're a bit of a marketing ploy, but at the same time, anything you can shock this like
industry
community with to get them excited about, I think is good.
So would you? Well, I mean, have you ridden one yet?
No, I want them so bad. I can imagine what they feel like.
So, I guess what I'm wondering
I'm using my
is
5-inch mentality and kind of just.
I'm just wondering,
it
like,
feels like it would just.
Are people?
I don't want to
going
be shocked by turning left or right.
Are people going to like sell all their other fat bikes for this one, or is this just an additional one for those extremely rare circumstances where that platform is necessary, or are you just going to keep your normal 4-inch?
Option B.
Option B. Yeah.
It is going to be for a super tight niche.
Sure.
It is going to fail miserably. They are going to lose a shit ton of money on it. But it is
and we can all get them for cheap.
But it'll be a fun damn bike to ride.
Yeah.
Just nobody buys.
Well, in a year or two, we're going to be able to get one of them for like $100-$200.
Yeah, I'm not there.
Hey, we're playing 5-dimensional chess here, baby.
I would be surprised if they made more than 200 of them because they can do small runs like that. I don't know. Whatever. I want to. I guess I better go up and before I start talking out of my ass, I should go up there and ride one up in Green Bay and just see what it feels like. But I'm going to wait till they actually have snow up there enough to give it a good test on. I think George will let me take one for a day. He's got one that he's using. So.
As I remember back on my first experience ever on a fat bike, I remember my anticipation of what I was going to feel and then what I really felt. Right. And so I would be willing to apply that same kind of thought to this entire thing, that you may have an anticipation of what you're going to feel, but it may be totally different than that. Like, for example, when I got on a Moonlander for the very first time, I thought I was going to be able to feel these big squishy monster truck tires in front of me, but instead it felt like just a mountain bike. It really didn't feel that much different at all.
I'm trying to think of the first fat bike I rode.
Yeah,
it would be a Northpaw, I would imagine.
It was just like
it was
like half a block distance. It was like, okay, what do I expect? And wait, no, this is just a bike.
This is a regular bike.
This is a bike. Okay, yeah, it's a bike.
Yeah, I think the first one I rode was a Northpaw, and I was like, this is freaking incredible.
All right, Mark, let's
may end up happening.
Let's cover one more thing real quick before we get out of here. How's the video thing with? I think it's you basically, Mark Peterson or Fat Bike Films, but you're doing filming in your shop, doing maintenance and doing other things. How's that going? It looks like you're being a little more prolific with posting videos.
Well, I've been experimenting like crazy, and here's the thing: I don't kind of give a fuck. I'm gonna play around with this art. I'm gonna let it do what it's gonna do. If I settle into filming in one way, it'll be because of these reasons and those reasons, not because of preconceived ideas or thoughts. And so I'm not trying to win, everyone. I'm not trying to win the whole thing. I'm just trying to swim along and absorb the process. But I think ultimately that swimming along will get people to rewatch the earlier shit, be able to see how I got where I got from where I went there.
So are you?
Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. Are you putting them on YouTube or are you just doing them on Facebook right now?
No, they're all on YouTube. Nothing goes on to Facebook. It's always
Okay.
from YouTube to Facebook.
So is the Mark Peterson Fat Bike Films one the one you're putting that on? Or
No. Actually,
Okay.
that is my old repository of hundreds of hours of people fat biking that eventually we're going to put into like some kind of eclectic revision. Remembering the entire sport over a decade or more. Kind of
So
thing.
is the new one then it's at Neighborhood Bike Shop is the new one? What?
Yeah, the neighborhood bike shop is what I'm going to try to live from. If the neighborhood bike shop makes progress and goes a certain direction, there's the possibility of the community bike shop happening, which
Nice.
would be
Cool.
a much larger nonprofit type organization. But I've got to establish the dynamics of the first part and then figure that out and then move on from there. I can't jump to the top of the mountain.
Right on.
Right. Well, I just was thinking we could. Oh, there you are. Now I see you. I think I'm pretty sure I'm.
He's teleported.
Pretty sure I'm subscribed. Well, if I'm not, I'm going to hit the. I just hit the subscribe button, Mark. I just hit,
Post it.
Oh yes, I can hear it. I can hear
thank
some.
you.
I thought
Thank
I'd already subscribed to it because I want to keep up with what you're doing, and I think maybe other people do too. So we'll definitely. Maybe I'll pop one of your videos into the show notes and it'd be like, well, let's see what Mark's doing over there.
Right on.
Yeah.
Seems like a good idea.
That'd be cool. I mean, what I've been focusing on primarily lately is just doing tune-ups for my friends and family around me. People know what my medical situation is, so they want to donate, but I don't want to just have them give me money. I would
Copy that.
rather do a service or
Right on.
something for them to earn that money. And I've been getting overwhelmed with tune-up requests, like you guys saw during the show when I was delivering a couple of bikes to a client like that.
That was great. Love it.
It is something that I'm getting about 6 or 7 every 2 weeks right at the moment. At $100 a pop-ish, that's not enough. I need to do more. But at the same time, you can't always get what you want without working for it. So I'm going to put some labor into this thing, put some time into it. I've got some other plans that are trying to help keep me afloat during the meantime. I may end up having to take some kind of other job just to, make ends meet. But bicycles are always going to be the bottom line for me. I'm a bike guy.
Yeah, you are.
You are a bike guy.
And we're
You
glad,
are definitely
we're glad
a bike
to have
guy.
you. All right, man. We're gonna wrap this thing up this time, but let's not make it a few months before
Yeah,
we talk to you
please.
again. So, and
You sound
Yeah,
good.
definitely. Just if I can get 30 seconds, please. If
Yes,
you're
go.
in the Ogden or Utah area, please come visit Pronghorn Bicycles, either up in Perry, Utah, and you can find them at 475 Maddox Lane with the phone number of 435-230-3775. Or if you're out in the Syracuse area in Utah, you can always hit us up at 2432 West 1700 South Syracuse with a phone number of 801-820-5934. And I would love to see you there. Even if I'm not there in the middle of winter, hopefully I'll be there during the summer and we'll be able to say hello and coordinate and communicate and get this bicycle community really tight and popping again.
right on, man.
Nice.
All right, Mark. Excellent. Thanks for being on the show this week. And
Yeah, we didn't have to talk.
will, again, catch up sooner than later. Talk to you again.
Yeah, well, thank you for having me. Hopefully I wasn't too boring. Hopefully I
not
wasn't any kind of like a depressant or a bummer or anything like that.
You're doing
Love
good,
you
dude.
guys. I've
All right.
missed you like crazy. I wish we could go ride together and fucking have a great night. Love
All
you,
right.
man.
Happy
You too,
holidays.
man. Peace. Merry Christmas.
Bye. All right, everybody. Mark
Likewise.
Peterson
Happy things.
Mark Peterson.
Happy days off, everybody.
from Ogden, Utah there.
Hail Santa.
It's good to hear he's doing well again. I know there was some kind of scary
always scary. Always
moments
scary.
there.
Yeah.
So I'm glad that he's back. And thanks again for calling in, Mark. And we'll put a link to the neighborhood bike shop on on the old Instagram or the Facebook. No,
all of them.
YouTube.
Come on, let's do
some
it.
freaking thing.
Instagram is a subsidiary of Facebook, which is a subsidiary of Meta. So it's okay.
But YouTube is part of the evil empire.
But YouTube is part of the Google empire, so
Right
it's
on.
a different part of our empire.
Go move into your hole.
So next week we've got the Mike McAbee thing. This is awesome. Not only is he a cool musician and he plays stuff, but he's also ridden around Lake Michigan.
Yeah,
he likes to pee outside.
And he rode from Castalia, Ohio to Castalia, Iowa, which is kind of cool because that's like a 600-mile thing. And he used to take his rig, his guitar, his amp, all his shit to do shows on his bike. So I mean, he's the real deal. And it was a fun conversation. He's a very he's a talky guy, and he talksy good stuffies stuff.
Yeah.
So that'll be next week.
I look forward to that one.
Show number whatever
talented,
that will be.
fun as hell.
And then our fine team is taking off the New Year's Eve time, and then
holidays.
We'll be back with whatever number it is, 287 on January 7th, 2025. So we'll see all y'all next year.
What are you going to do in this interim?
I don't know.
I know.
MakeFatBike.com content.
Oh, no. I am going on my honeymoon.
No.
Oh, you're honeymooning.
You're
God.
honeymooning.
To Nowlands.
Nowlands down there. Well, see if you can run into Big Sexy.
That's what I was
Do a
going to
little
say.
sexy business down there.
I've been tracking him on the face place. I'll see him. I'll see you.
All right, BS.
I'll be by MRB, most likely.
Okay.
MRB on San Felipe.
We'll see you later.
Boom, boom, boom.